Yeah, switch our internet provider. So live it. So you are. All right, hey, Shalom Yahal by Shim Yahushai Brakathum to the brothers. Shalom Yahal Shamar Elatub by Shim Yahushai to the sisters. This is the ISUPK side of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. You understand? This is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. Let's get the Lord hand right. Get this class going right. So I'm Precinct Officer 500 Arak out here in Las Vegas /Pahrump. You understand? And today's class is going to be about the law of brotherhood, right? So the last couple of weeks, we've been going through my brotherhood breakdown, like of keeping the commandments, locking it. And quite frankly, you know, keeping the law is brotherhood, and that's why I'm teaching that. You know, I've been teaching that the last couple of days. You know, I think it's very important I get all of these notes out for y'all. You understand, for y'all to have as well, because like I said, having brotherhood is reaching out to your brother, you know, edifying your brother and sister so that they know what the law is. Edifying your brother and sister, correcting them. You understand? When they are in the dark ignorance, it is very brotherly, very sisterly for you to do your part to bring them to the light. You understand? To bring them out of that dark. You understand? And that's why I find these classes extremely important to go over on Tuesdays as well. You understand? The day of brotherhood, right? So before we get into the topic, I'm just going to ask that everybody make sure that they like, comment, and share the videos on both Facebook and YouTube. You understand? Do your part to get this truth pushed out to the four corners of the earth. You understand? You just never know, man. There might be somebody on your news feed that just needs this truth, man, and they don't know where to go to find it or even how to ask about it. You understand? And that's why it's important that we all make sure we do our part to like and share, you know, these classes, anything that's ISUPK. You understand? So that everybody has that opportunity to get themselves right, right? While y'all do that, I'm gonna do that myself, liking and sharing. And then I'm also gonna ask that y'all, if there's anybody that's online that has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. I will answer them to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to answer them scripturally myself, I'll write them down and take them to a man mightier than myself to get you the answer. You understand? We are not the Christian church. Hold on, Salakia. Salakia, y'all. Like I was saying, we are not the Christian church. You understand? Where if you ask a pastor, you know, questions, they're just going to give you, you know, a big runaround, tell you things that, you know, just to make you feel good, sound good, whatever, but don't ever actually give you no answers, right? We actually deal with the truth in the ISUPK, you understand? And we always have a way to find the answers, you understand? I'm trying to. I'm tripping. I'm trying to find the doggone page. I see it didn't share there. Yeah, ISUPK Las Vegas. Why isn't it coming up? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I share this to the Facebook page, but it is tripping. ISUPK, Las Vegas. I'm not considered a group now? Like, I don't understand. Or I'll just copy the link and post it. That's what on it. Being difficult. All right. How do I post on the wall? So like this might be my generation, but man, I hate technology. I hate all this technology crap. It's confusing as hell. How do I can't I freaking... This is insane. At least I got it on YouTube. All right, we'll just move on then. All right. So again, if anybody has any questions at any given time, whether it's on topic or off topic, feel free to post it in the chat. Okay. Let me send this to the brother, and then we can get started with the class, since there's nobody answering or asking any questions at the moment. Oh yeah. There we go. All right. I'm gonna get my notes up and then let's get this going. Finally. You put some ice juice in the bowl? Yeah. Please. All right. So what we gonna thank you. So what we're gonna start off today is where we left off last week, which was at 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 7. All right. Exactly where we left off. So we're gonna reread that again and then continue from there. All right. Let me get there. Thank you. How's it going, man? So like, y'all, I'm tripping today. There we go. All right, like, turn that down in there. All right, so this is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter. I'm in a second. That one, man. It's lucky, y'all. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4 and verse 7. Right, for God hath not called us unto uncleanness, but unto holiness. You understand? Huh? What is that? A what? A duck. A duck? A little duck. Boy, you a trip. You a trip. You a little kangaroo. All right. So for God hath not called us unto uncleanness, but unto holiness. You understand? Who in the chat can, break that down for me? Actually, just for time's sake, we're going to push through this. Right? I'm going to just go ahead and break it down. We'll get down with it, right? For God had not called us unto uncleanliness. You understand? What we got to understand what that is, that's letting you know in a nutshell, and mind you, this is in the New Testament. What that lets you know in a nutshell is that what these things that the Christian pastor has been saying about the law has been done and over with is absolute BS. And you know it's BS is because anything that offends the law deems you to be unclean. You understand? Just think about it just simply. All right. The Most High God has said that the corpse of a swine is an abomination unto you. You understand? So that's why you're not supposed to eat it, right? According to the Levitical law, right? It's like, so if you touch it, if you touch the corpse of the swine, the corpse of a pig, that will make you unclean. If you touch anything that's dead, that makes you unclean. You understand? The swine is just something in particular that we're not supposed to touch it like whatsoever. You understand? Like it's an abomination unto us. You understand? But that's because these things are unclean because of the law. If it wasn't for the law, I mean, technically nothing would make you unclean. You understand? You laying down with your wife and, taking care of business, you would never be unclean. But according to the law, that makes you unclean. You understand? And hell, a man laying down with a man or a woman laying down with a woman, that makes them unclean. And that's unclean, especially in the sight of the Lord. You understand? But when you remove the law, those things you can't say is unclean. Y'all understand that? So, but again, we're reading this in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 7, which is in the New Testament. You understand? For God hath not called us unto uncleanliness. You understand? He did not call you to go do whatever the hell you want, to have sex with whatever you want, to go and eat whatever the hell you want, to do whatever the hell you want. You understand? But unto holiness. He had called you, Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man and woman. He called you to holiness, which means to be separate. Separate from what? Those that are being unclean. Those that are doing those unclean acts, where they're sleeping, where it's men sleeping with men, where it's men laying down with women on their flower. You understand? Where women are laying down with women, where people are eating bats and pigs and frogs and salamanders and anything that they can goddamn catch and kill and put in a goddamn bowl, they're eating it. You understand? That's why we just had COVID-19. You understand? We're supposed to be separate from them. That is what it means to be holy. That is what it means for you to be called unto holiness, is for you to do what the Lord had commanded you to do and be separate by following the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Hey, Shalom, your house, Shamar, Ilithubashim, Yamashai, sis. It's good to see you, sis. Always good to see you every class, man. Most High in Christ. Hey, Shalom, your house, Trooper Mathamayad. Good to see you in the class, all right, you understand? So now we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of 1 Timothy now. Oh, oops. Doggone it. The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 8. I believe it was 8. Hold on, I accidentally backed out of my notes. See, the real reason why I don't like technology is because technology don't like me. It's always fighting me. It's locking, making everything that's supposed to be convenient and simple difficult. Yeah. 1 Timothy 1 and 8. That's where we're going now. And again, because I see that y'all starting to flow into the class, so Most High in Christ. First, with that said as well, like, give yourselves a hand, man, that y'all getting in these classrooms. Y'all, how important that is that, y'all are getting edified, you understand, on, because the last couple of weeks, it is about the law that I've been teaching in this Brotherhood class, but y'all are getting yourselves just edified, period, on Brotherhood. You understand? Y'all are getting edified on your culture, on who you are called to be according to the Bible. You understand? So that's always that's a very big deal. A very big deal, because hell, you could just be like anybody else in the world, just at home, just getting high, smoking weed all day, or you understand, doing some manner of wickedness, whatever it may be. You understand, whatever it was that you was doing in the world, you could be doing that right now. But you know what you're doing? You choosing to be edified. You choosing to to learn who you are, so that you can be better. You understand? That's what everybody always raised us up on, is that if you are the same person yesterday, today and tomorrow, then man, you ain't growing. Like you pissing off your life. You understand? You're not making no progress. Well, quite frankly, at least for those of y'all that show up on my, these Tuesday classes that I see, like the sister Nazamana, you understand? At least every Tuesday, she's becoming a better person, a better sister. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's always getting herself edified so that she can be growth, so she can at least be better than last Tuesday. But I know the sister be in all the classes though, so she getting better every day. So most high Christ is. But that goes on for all of y'all. It's like it. All right, let's get this going, right? So the book of First Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. In flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, or as y'all know as Jesus Christ. You understand? So right here, wait, I read the right one, right? Yeah, okay. Oh no, I didn't. I'm still in First Thessalonians, like a goofy. I don't know how it flipped back. That's crazy. I knew that sounded a little bit off. That's damn right, Sid. I'll put that up on the screen. That's damn right. First Timothy. It's like I'm a child. Man, I am having a hard time today. There we go. Oh, boy. All right. Now we're there. All right. So this is the book of First Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Man, like y'all understand how heavy this is? You understand? But we know that the law is good. We all know that the law is good. If a man use it lawfully. You understand? So in other words, if you actually follow the law in the spirit of which it's supposed to be followed in, the law is good. Now this is a question I'm going to ask y'all that I want y'all to post in the chat, right? Is give me an example of the law. The law is still good, but a man using it unlawfully. Who could give me an example of that? Doesn't necessarily have to be a direct precept, but give me an example of our law being good, but it's being used unlawfully. Tithing?
Well, because we use it the right way, but don't the pastors use it? Yeah.
Okay, so the way that the pastors use tithing. Okay, that's a really good example. I mean, give me more. So okay, we got how the Christian pastors use tithing. Give me an example with the time, like during the time of Yahushua. And this, oh man, if y'all can, I'm gonna pretend like I'm Jeremiah Hyman for a second. If y'all can read my mind, I will be impressed, and you can take me straight to the precept that I want. Y'all don't have to, but give me if y'all can give me an example of what Christ dealt with himself. I'll give y'all a few moments to ponder on that question. Hell, Trooper, if you still in this class, man, I expect you to try to take a stab at it, man. There we go. Let's see, give y'all a few more minutes or moments. So I'm going next. you know, I ain't gonna put it. All right, nobody wants to take a stab at it. All right, the example I was hoping that y'all would go to that Yahushua Mashiach had dealt with was, you know, when he was dealing with the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And the one time in particular was when they wanted to stone that whore, right? That adulteress. They wanted to stone her. What did Yahushua say? What did Yahushua say? He said, man, he that is without sin, cast the first stone. Right? So in other words, technically, because of he saved them, he saved that sister, and technically for them as well, because that would have put her blood on their hands for the hypocrisy, because they would have been straight up hypocrites, because all those things that they had committed sin for, you understand, and just kind of effed it off. You understand? They want to convict this sister, right? Because of what? She wasn't paying into the church. She wasn't, you understand? She wasn't lined up with those Sadducees and Pharisees. So they want to prosecute her. You understand? That's the law being used unlawfully. So then you want to think about, okay, so what does that exactly mean? The law being used unlawfully. You're using the law for your benefit, just like what the sister had said earlier. That, you know, you got these Christian pastors out there that, you know, they want to tell you the law is done and over with, but make sure that you pay your tithes, which you can find in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, you know, where you can find my Shara, which means 10th in the Hebrew, pay your tithes, right? Sound familiar? Like I said, security announcements. You know what I'm saying? That is a law for you to pay your tithes. But the Christian pastor is only saying that that's the only law that is relevant and important that needs to be kept, basically. You understand? And you know why? It's because it's for his benefit. The law is good as long as man, it's like, I didn't say again, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. So in other words, as long as you don't use it for your own personal benefit, you understand? The law in a nutshell, we all have to understand is that it is all of the laws are for us to be able to live amongst each other in peace and to settle disputes so that we can always maintain a level of brotherhood. You understand? So that we can maintain peace within ourselves, and of course, so that we would prefer our own as well. Because mind you, this is how we are supposed to live amongst our own. This isn't how the whole world, you know, in time when Christ rules, the whole world will live like this, but we'll be at that time, you know, we'll already have it down where we prefer our own. You understand? Where, I mean, hell, the way that we look at our own, when we make it now in this kingdom, and how a black man will look down on a Hispanic man and vice versa, just because he has a little bit more, or has something that the other brother doesn't have. You understand? That's how we're going to view the other nations collectively. You understand? Where, I mean, hell, like y'all heathens, man. Like you know, I'll be kind to you, but like, nigga, you better go pick my goddamn cotton. You better go pick them coconuts, bananas, whatever the hell we growing on this plantation. Like, you gonna bring me my money, and that's what it's going to be for a time. You get what I'm saying? But like I was saying though, right now, what our main focus is right now is for the law for us to live amongst ourselves. And clearly, and that's why we don't have the kingdom now, is because we can't get it through our thick skulls. That, you know, we can understand the letter of the law, but we can't understand the spirit of the law. You understand? And that's why it damn near only happens for just a generation or two when we get redeemed throughout the scriptures, where, you know, oh, we got a redeemer, we got a prophet, pulls us up out of our oppression, and then doggone, you know, and then after, you know, for the rest of that generation, the next generation wants to go and F it off. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's important for us to not only for, the generation that was saved, the generation that was delivered, for them to remember what the hell happened, but also for us to teach the next generation. You understand? Our sons. So then that when you are gone, it is in the hearts of your sons and daughters to remember, hey, this is what I have to remember that was done for my people, but also this is what, this is what this is what I need to remember how to deal with my people, because when I don't deal with my people in this way, the Lord will deal with me in a way that I don't want to be dealt with. You understand? It's an individual and also a national level of laws, basically. Like, y'all understand what I'm saying, right? All right. Now we get that. So now we're gonna drop that. We're gonna go to the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. The book of Revelation is chapter 14 and verse 12. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua, or as y'all know him as, ignorantly know him as Jesus. You understand? Here is the patience of the faith, the saints. The saints have the patience. You understand? And actually, it's like it. Let's go one verse. No, we'll start from verse 10, so then y'all can actually understand the context of what's being read, right? Book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. Now, actually, let's go to we'll start from verse 9. Book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Verse 12, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. You understand? So this is letting you know what's going to happen to everybody that doesn't have the patience of the saints. That's what we just read in verses 9 through 11. You understand? But in verse 12, it's telling you that those that keep the commandments of the Most High God, that follow the Most High God, you understand, that have the faith of Yahushua. You understand? Well, for one, you'll be considered a saint. For one, you understand? But two, you will not partake in what was just written, what we just read in verses 9 through 11. You understand? We'll read verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. Let me jump right to actually no, that's all we need to read right there. That's letting you know that when you are being that patient saint, following the law, statutes, and commandments, enduring until the end, when that time comes, you will not partake in that cup of, the cup of inequity. You understand? You will be of the part that is, that the Lord comes to harvest up off the earth. You understand? You will be, you are that good fruit. You understand? And we all know that the good fruit, the good harvest needs to be reaped so that it doesn't go bad. You understand? So that it can be preserved. You understand? And that's what this is saying right here, right? So now let's drop this. We're going to go to the book of Revelation 22 and verse 14. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. Now, who online can tell me what's significant about us reading what we just read, not only in just Revelation 14 and 12, but also Revelation 22 and 14? Especially here in Revelation 22 and 14, being that it is the last chapter of the entire book. Let's see who can tell me. Here, turn him around. Yeah. Hey, boy. To be able to get in the kingdom, okay. No, I'm just gonna say that's not the right answer. So what I'm asking is, when we're dealing with, when we're dealing with, like I always say, dumbass Christians, right? What do you think? What in particular should stand out about Revelation 14 and 12 and Revelation 22 and 14? We can stay right here in 22 and 14 because, it says the same thing, right? But I want you to tell me, like, what in particular should stand out when we were to if we were to explain, us explaining it to a dumbass Christian. What should stand out in particular? So, like, with you saying to be able to be in the kingdom, you're not like ridiculously far off. You're kind of in the ballpark with where I want you to go with it, right? But it's not quite there. Yeah, I'll give you a hint based off of your answer. Oh man, but if I give you that one, then that's just giving you the answer. Okay, I'll take that. The law is not done away with. I'll take that. I'll take that. But what I wanted to go with it is this is pretty much the last page. Revelation 22 and 14 is the last page, the last chapter of the entire Bible. And yet it's still saying that we need to keep the commandments. So yeah, you right. You are right. It says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city. If the law is done and over with, and this is for anybody that tries to say that we do not have to follow the law. If the law is done and over with, what are the commandments that I need to keep to receive, to be blessed? What are these commandments that we're supposed to keep? Huh? What are the commandments that need to be kept so that we can be considered blessed? Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Man, I really need to get my glasses in. I can really see. That's ridiculous. Nobody can tell me. And I know nobody in the chat room now will tell me, because I believe we all got UPK brothers and sisters in here right now. And, you know, we ain't no goofies. We understand that we got to keep the law, right? So, but that's a question that I would love for anybody that says we're not supposed to keep the law anymore, for them to answer. How is it that somebody can be blessed if there's no commandments to follow? If the commandments have been destroyed, have been done and over with, have been done with. Makes sense. Make that make sense. All right. So let's go ahead and drop that. We're gonna go back to the Old Testament, right? We're gonna go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 3. We're gonna go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 3. And it looks like we might actually finish up the rest of these notes. So before the end of class, so we'll actually go into my next set of notes if we do finish this up. All right, just until 2100 my time. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 3. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go, humble thyself, and make sure thy friend. Hold on. Is this? No, that's it. I think I miswrote it. Yeah, my notes do not match what we just read. So likely you're gonna have to jump over that one. So likely. Proverbs 6 and 3. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this ain't it. Salaki. That's the wrong one. Gotta go back and fix that. Salaki, y'all. So let's go back to the New Testament. We're gonna go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 26. I hope. Nah, Salaki, y'all. All right. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. You understand? This is letting you know, man, that first and foremost, and I'm going to continue to stress this out until, hell, the law is done and over with, which, I mean, once that happens, which it's not, you understand, then we can stop talking about it. But at the moment, we are still dealing with the law, all right? And it is important for us to learn the law and to keep the law. You understand? And especially if you learn the law, let's read it again. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth being, now that you're not supposed to do this according to the law. Now that God said in the Bible for you not to do X, Y, and Z. You understand? But you decided that you want to do it willfully, that you're still going to do it. In other words, you are not in ignorance. You are choosing to do this. You want this. You want to do this despite knowing the kind of consequences that are about to come with it. Right? Slacking. there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. So in other words, there isn't another ram, another dove, another sheep. You understand? There are no sacrifice. In fact, there's not another Yahushua Mashiach who is going to shed his blood for your sins. It's all already been done. The ultimate sacrifice has already been, it's already been done. You understand? And in fact, you know, you are, how I want to say this non-offensively. You are basically, you know, you spitting on Christ's face. You're spitting on the honorable act that Christ did for you in your ignorance. If you decide to do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, if you know that this will offend the law, if you know this would offend the Most High God, you know that this would offend your brothers and sisters, and you still decide to do it, you are spitting in the face of Christ. You are spitting on his, you know, his sacrifice. You are saying that what he did was done in vain, that he should not have done it for you. You understand it? I pray that y'all understand that, because verse 26 is letting you know that there are no more sacrifices. You understand that you are just taking hey man, this is just the life I want to live. These are just the things that I want to do. I just want to shoot my arms up with drugs. I want to smoke all the weed. I want to sleep with all the whores. I want to sell all the drugs. I want to do all the things that the Lord's, I want to, you know, serve all the other gods. You understand? I want to do everything that the Most High God told me not to do. I want to do these things. Man, that's a bold statement right there. You understand? Because there's no bailing you out now. You're gonna take that punishment. You understand? You're going to be dealt with. You understand? Because there's no more sacrificing for your sins. So that's something that you, so like it's like spitting in the Lord's face. Okay, you all right? Like, yeah, that is spitting in the Most High's face. But you know, and not to take away from that, because of course you are right. But I want you to think that we've been doing that from the rip. You understand? From the time, I mean, hell, you can think of it started with Adam. Adam knew that what Eve wanted him to do was wrong, that he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have partaken on those, you know, on the ways of those other nations. You understand? And I believe it was actually broken down as Egyptology at that time. You know, it was some variation of Egyptology, because mind you, just like how it was, how the serpent in the garden had pitched it to her, so that ye can be like gods. Who else says that a black woman could be like a god and, you know all that is good and evil? You understand? Ain't nobody else pitches that, but, you know, people like, child touching Brother Polite and that Kemet bull crap. Right? You understand? So Adam spit in the face of the Most High then. And of course, we continue to do that. I mean, hell, we still spit in the Most High's face when he delivered us out of Egypt. You understand? And of course, like I said, you are right. We're still spitting on his face. But now we also spit in the face of an innocent man who actually, you know, came down and, you know, he made it known that he didn't want to die. He made it known that he did not want to go through this. He wanted to stay here on earth. He wanted to continue to live and, you know, get down with it, you know, have you know, a good time with his brothers. You know, go, do the whole shebang. But what did he also say? He said, "But Lord, if it is your will, I will go through with this." He will die an innocent man. So yeah, him dying an innocent man for you is you spitting in his face. You understand? So it's not, I'm not saying that to to take it away from the Most High, but in the same breath, I'm just saying we gotta let's throw Yahushua into the mix and really emphasize, Yahushua in that mix, just off of the notion that a lot of, that's that's a lot of people's main focus is Yahushua. You get what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't divorced. There's no sweat. But you get what I'm saying is like, especially with the Christians, hell, the Christians, they believe that Yahushua is God, that they 2 in 1. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm kind of like generalizing it like that and keeping it short and simple in that context. I know that's kind of new for me to keep something short and simple with my sidebar and ass, but you get what I mean, right? So, I was just saying, like, in particular, directly, as far as the sacrifice, you spitting in Christ's face. You're spitting on his face. You're pissing on, his sacrifice and saying that it's all in vain. Extremely disrespectful for a man who died innocently because he loved you. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see. Hey, Salaki. Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ. Troopers, good to see you in the class. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that now. I believe we all got a understanding of that. Just in a nutshell, there's no more sacrifice. There are no more sacrifices for your sins. This is it. This is it. You understand? So it is high time to get your lives together. Black, Latino, and Native American man or woman. It is high time. Because you know what, quite frankly, there isn't going to be another opportunity to, I need another chance. I need another sacrifice. Salakia. Man, like the scripture says, like we done. It's done. You understand? Get yourselves right. Because for all we know, and Lord allow, that Christ gets sent by the Most High to crack that sky in the middle of class. God damn it. And my brothers and sisters don't have to go through, you understand, the atrocities that we've been going through for the last 500 doggone years under the white man's oppression any longer. You understand? So let's go ahead and drop that. We're going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 42. The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 42. All right. Which reads, so shall I have wherewith to an answer with him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word. Let me read that again better. Salakia. The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 42. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word. Okay, now this is a class. You understand? I need y'all to tell me. So what we got 3 people viewing right now. I would like to receive 3 different answers. You understand? On what we are, 3 different responses. Lord allow y'all on one accord to say the same thing. But I want y'all to tell me what that means. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me, for I trusted in thy word. What is David being said? What is David saying right here? So like King David, so like. Come on, y'all. Let's see it in the chat. What's being said right here? I'll read it again. Book of Psalms, chapter 119, and verse 42. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me, for I trust in thy word. Man, ain't nobody gonna take a stab at it. All right. So for time's sake, all right. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproacheth me. You understand? This King David is saying that he understands that if somebody goes to him to reproach him, basically correct him. You understand? To somebody that goes to you with a reproach is somebody that's like is telling you that, like, yo, man, you disappointed me on this because X, Y, and Z. Generally, it's because you offended them. You understand? And part of the law is, man, hey, we seen Yahushua speak on it, where he says that if somebody offends thee, go to them and them alone, and tell them of that offense, right? King David is saying the same thing. That, man, if somebody goes to me with, the reproach to correct me, you understand? He will answer him. You understand? He basically saying he will make it right. You understand? And then he says, for I trust in thy word. That word that he's referring to is the Most High, because before Christ even came onto the scene, it was already in the law for us to do so, to have that type of brotherhood. You understand? That's how Yahushua knew these things. Yahushua knew the law. You understand? Yahushua just showed us the spirit of the law. You understand what I'm saying? He showed us on how we're supposed to actually act while following the law, statutes, and commandments. To show you that, hey man, you don't have to, you can follow all the law, statutes, and commandments, do this work. He had times where, hey man, he partied. Right? Here, this should be I think an easier question for y'all to answer. Who can tell me the first miracle that Yahushua had done? And I'll give y'all so when it says 54:45, so that's exactly a minute. I'll give y'all the answer if y'all haven't said it yet. But who can tell me the first miracle that Yahushua had done? Come on, 35 seconds. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta also remember too, y'all's participation in the chat, man, it helps out with the algorithm as well. 25 seconds. Man, ain't nobody even want to say the first miracle either. That's crazy. Man, the first miracle was Yahushua turned that water into wine. You understand? Yahushua likes to party. Yahushua is a brother. You understand? Yahushua liked to drink. That's why his eyes was bloodshot red, because he drank a lot of wine. You understand? All right. let's move on. Let's drop this. Let's go to the book of 2 John, chapter 1 and verse 6. All right. This is the book of 2 John, chapter 1 and verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in it. You understand? So it's since the very beginning, we've been told that we should walk in these commandments. You understand? This is the life that we need to be, living in, is following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And this is all throughout the Bible. It's so important for us to really understand that. And that's why I keep repeating it. Hell, that's why it's repeated all throughout the Bible as well, how important it is. You understand that we keep these commandments so that nobody should ever have the ability to try to tell you that the law is done and over with. You understand? Like, for example, I remember when I first came into the school, or when I first started learning from the ISUPK, and I had a cousin who had told me, he was like, oh yeah, we go out to eat and whoop whoop. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's just go somewhere that that doesn't have any pork, right? And he just kind of laughed at me, and he's like, that part of the law is done and over with. I was like, oh yeah, really? Of course, he's like, yeah, that's what Christ died for, and this, that, and the other. Oh, okay, well, of course, I'm learning in the ISUPK. I'm like, okay, well then show me, like, where does it say that? And then did the same thing that all them Christians do, where they go to where Peter had seen that vision of all of those all those unclean animals, and Peter is like pleading with the Lord. He's like, well, I've never eaten of these animals. You know what I'm saying? And that was just basically the Lord just sending him a vision about like, stop calling the things that I've made clean unclean, right? Like, you were supposed to come together with with the Israelites, of whom which you're calling Gentiles now. You get what I mean? And of course, you see that as you read just a couple verses down, when he goes and deals with Cornelius, right? But of course, you only wanted to show me the part with, like, oh, you're calling unclean the things that I made clean. You get, what I'm saying? Of course, I'm glad that I did it this way. I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. But it's like, I see what you're saying, but I want to get clarification first from these men that are teaching me, because hell, you don't even believe in the Bible. So why are you trying to teach me the Bible? Why are you trying to tell me about it? You get what I'm saying? We got to have that type of mentality. And I'm not trying to put myself on a high horse or a high chair or anything like that, but we got to also keep that type of zeal when we dealing with these scriptures. You understand? Because there are always going to be people who are going to try to tell you that, that law is done and over with, or, you being an extremist, a black supremacist, y'all all about hate. They want to tell you everything about you when it's like, nigga, no, I just read the Bible and I'm doing what the Bible told me to do. So if you want to call me a black extremist, you want to call me a black supremacist, you want to call me I'm a cultist, all this. Well, okay, so that's how you feel about the Bible? Those same adjectives apply to the Bible, because the man that the new creature of which I have became, Arak Banya Hawada, Banya Sha'ala, that this man was formed because he learned the scriptures. He learned to understand the Bible, what the Bible actually says and what it actually means. You understand? That's where all of that came from. Or that's where this person, this man that you watching on in this class, that's where he came from. And of course, everybody else in the ISUPK as well that got their Hebrew name, that got ranked. You understand? They became that man that they are now because they stopped reading and understanding the Bible from a false view. You understand? And they got the doggone truth. You understand? So it's important for you to always understand that for you to get rooted in here and not allow anybody to be able to sway you. You understand? And we'll read that again from the top. This is the book of Second John, chapter 1 and verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that ye, as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in it. Now, what is that love? Love for whom? Love for what? Man, that's the love for the Most High. This goes hand in hand with, 1 John 5 and 3. You understand? When we learn from what the love of God is. You understand? But quite frankly, it's with 2 John 1 and 6, it's not even just the love of the Most High. Who else is this showing your love for as well? You showing your love for the Most High. Who else are you also showing love for as well? Your brothers and sisters. You understand? And that's why I always tell y'all that teaching the law in the Tuesday Brotherhood class is always going to be relevant. It's always going to be, that is an acceptable thing to do and an honorable thing to do, because, with me, teaching you the law so that you can start to follow the law, that's an act of brotherhood. You understand? And it's the same thing for y'all sisters as well. There might be a sister at work, school, whatever your situation is. It's just, sister at the mall while you shopping, who's doing something that you just like, ooh, man, sis, you need to stop doing that. Like, there's nothing wrong with you saying something. Of course, it's very important that we all understand how to speak to others, especially if it's a stranger. You understand? But that comes with, time and seasoning. You understand what I'm saying? Because, reason why I'm saying something about the sisters is, you are allowed to speak up and say something to a sister. You understand? You are allowed to be an example to a sister and, hey, like, come on, sis. Like, you gonna get yourself. You know where you at? You know that these men, you acting like this, dressing like this, talking like this. You know that these men walking by will snatch your ass up. Like, come on, sis. Let's be better than that. Let me fix your crown, your tiara a little bit. You a princess. You ain't no whore. So let's stop acting and talking and walking like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is love. You understand? Because again, it says, and this is love, that we walk after his commandments. Man, what is a commandment that correlates with what I just said about a sister walking up to a sister and letting her know that, like, hey, like, you know where you at, and you acting like this, you gonna get snatched up. What law in particular would coincide with that? I don't know why I love that word today. I think that's like the 15th time I said it. It's a good word. And just think about what it's a Tuesday Brotherhood class. That's the biggest hint I'll give y'all. It's a Tuesday Brotherhood class. We're gonna talk about brotherhood. Love your brother like you love yourself. So just think about it like this. If you was in a place, let's say you know where you was or you didn't know how bad it was where you at. Just think about if you saw somebody doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and like you can just tell that, like, ooh, man, if somebody would just say something to her, she might stop. She might clean it up. Put yourself in that situation. Like, man, would I want somebody to say something to me? And you ain't even got to be convictive. The point is to be a good sister. To like, yo, hey. And that's why I said it's important to know how to talk to people, particularly strangers. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, hey sis, like, you know where you at, girl? You know, it's like, as long, okay, hey, you know, I'm just trying to look out for you. You know, it's just out of love, cause sis, you know, you beautiful. I don't want this to happen to you, and you a prime candidate when you act like this. You know what I'm saying? And for all you know, you might have just gained a friend just off of that in the first place. Not only did you just gain a friend, but there's a good possibility you just gained yourself a sister in the school as well. You gained a friend, you gained a sister, but you got yourself a sister in the school as well. You understand? All because that you walked after his commandment. You loved that sister like how you love yourself. Where you just like, you know what? Yeah, when I was in the world, I wish somebody would actually say something to me so that I would stop. As long as they come correct. We all on the same accord with that. When you a nigga, that's because you know what? We all know how we was when we was kids, when we was younger. I wish a nigga would talk to me like you goddamn crazy. But if you talk to me correctly, you can say the same thing, but just in a different way. Yeah, I'll listen to you, man. Damn, for real. Like what you telling me right now is like that's how the outside world is looking at me, and this is the situation I get myself into. Damn, bro. Like, hey, man, I appreciate that. I ain't never had that type of love. Man, like, where you from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going? Like, what's your backstory? Like, you know, was you some sort of missionary or something like that? Like, what made you even come over here and say something? Oh, damn, all of a sudden now this priest and prophet that just came and approached me and said something, now he's in the process of gaining the brother. I'm inquiring now. But I'm also that type of person, though. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was a kid, I was that type of person. I just needed people to talk to me correctly. Talk to me, wow, man, what? Well, I had Napoleon syndrome, just put it that way. I thought hands, I didn't give a damn if you was big or small. Well, I felt like I was David and the whole world was Goliath, and I didn't give a damn. Right? Okay, so let's move on though. Drop that, go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 4. I'm gonna drop that, go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 4. I had Napoleon syndrome like a mug when I was a kid, man. I was always small. I ain't hit my growth spurt until like my junior year. So, you know, I went, look, my sophomore year, I was 100 and what was I? I was 112, 119 pounds was what I was supposed to wrestle without cutting weight. And then my senior year, my junior year, I put that 30 pounds on. Yep. Yeah, I was small, man. I was a short kid. Always had to prove myself too. I had the attitude. Man, Napoleon syndrome like a mug. All right. Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. But such as keep the law contend with them. Right? So just like, man, like this is so doggone heavy. So I want y'all to tell me, like, who in particular does this sound like to y'all? And I'll break it down and y'all tell me, right? And I'm talking about the first part. For they forsake, let me say that correctly. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, right? Who does that sound like? They that forget the law, That's what it means to forsake, is like to forget it, to put it away, to put it out of your mind, to forget about it, right? Those that forsake the law praise the wicked. Who does that sound like in particular? Christianity when it what? When it comes into homosexuality. Okay, elaborate.
That whole like they love the whole loving everybody type of movement, and you know, I don't know, like they want to include everybody, especially like the homosexuals, like they even have them like part of like the like pastor, I guess.
Part of the what?
Like part of like you know how they teach like Bible studies and pastor and all that, like teaching children.
Okay.
Like that. A lot of the times, like people that are in charge of stuff like that, there's a lot of homosexuals that are into, are really into like fraud or whatever, that do stuff like that. So like something like that.
So you're saying, okay, all right, but you got to, okay. I think I understand where you're going with that, because you got to think it says they that forsake the law. So in other words, that's like, how would I put this? Like I send you out to go to the store and go get me something, right? And you told me, hey, I ain't got that much money to get, to get everything, but I'll go grab it. But how you want me to pay for it? But you know what? I got you. Like you just let me know, and I got you. Like, just think about that. That's literally the relationship that we have with the Most High, right? I'm gonna send you out to go do this, and a lot of times, man, I can't do this. Like I don't got the means to do it. I don't have. Listen, go do this. Just ask of me, and I'll make sure that the things that you need that are required to acquire these things, I'll make sure that you get it when the time comes, when the time is necessary, when you need it, right? So that's you going to the store. You gathered up everything that you're supposed to get. Now you got the cashier. Okay, hey, it's lucky, can I get them funds? Whoa, I already did the math. Like it's gonna be like this on the dot plus whatever the tax is gonna be. And then I leave you on red. That's forsaking you. Because I'm basically just putting you out of my mind. I'm like, I don't want to pay that. I don't want to do this. Left your ass on red, right? So now think about that as being the law. All right, for people who knew the law, they knew the law, and then forsaked it, went ahead and just forgot about it. So with your example, because like you're not necessarily off, you're not necessarily wrong. My question is this somebody, like, are you trying to describe Julian, or are you trying to describe somebody that, we'll say, no, I'm not gonna say that because it'll give it away. Somebody that was in the school, and then you had your hand up.
No, what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not specifying on like people that I know. Like for example, like my friend Corey, the one that does the whole Bible study.
Okay.
A lot of the people that are part of
With Bible study group.
Not even that. Like I don't know what it's called. You know how there's like a hierarchy when it comes to stuff like that, or it's like the people that are teaching, because they have it's the wife and the husband and the wife are who do the sermon or whatever.
The husband and the wife do the sermon.
But then they have the group of
Right.
or stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of the people that are on there that like you can see are homosexual. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that because it's
Okay, you can use that whether they're being ignorant of the law or being stupid of the law. And what I mean by being stupid, because we all understand that being ignorant means you just didn't know. You were never taught. Being stupid of the law is you're choosing to ignore it. So that would be the better way. So yeah, okay, yeah, I'll take that answer. I'll take that answer. Yeah, because then you choosing to be stupid of the law is still forsaking it. Because if you're stupid, you know, and you're turning a blind eye to it. What? Go ahead.
no, because a lot of the times, you know, like they know because a lot of the homosexuals that's the person that they say.
Is what?
That they know that God doesn't like homosexuals. Like they bring that's always.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying, like,
See, I didn't know that. Because like when I say I've only been to I've been to maybe 4 total different churches, 1 Catholic, Mormon, and then 2 of them that what are they called? Like that. I don't know what denomination they are. They're just. I know they're televised. It was televised, but one of those big Christian born again churches. I don't know. Anyways, point is, but I haven't gone enough to actually like have that type of experience. I didn't know that actually, they was in there saying, well, yeah, I'm gay, but I know that God hates gay people, but hey, let's talk about this. We're in a place of love. So like that's what they're doing. Oh, okay. No, I'm actually intrigued. No, please tell me.
What I mean is that a lot of homosexuals know already that God doesn't approve of that because a lot of the times it all starts off with that they don't believe in God because if there was a God, He would love everyone.
Right.
He wouldn't hate you because of your sexual preference. That's why a lot of from my experience, a lot of homosexuals they don't believe in God or they don't believe in religion as a whole because they know that He doesn't fuck with them. Basically, is what I'm saying.
That makes sense.
I don't know. Like in Catholic churches, like they do talk about stuff like that when they do sermons. So people are aware that like that is bad, right?
I don't think I've ever heard them speak about homosexuality.
But it's not like
That's interesting.
But I feel like well, at least for me, because I also was in the church school, so they also go talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
But it wasn't like it's more of the like we know, but we're not gonna go in depth. Like how people want to ignore that people are actually gay.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is kind of what I mean. Is what I've experienced.
Okay. All right. That makes that. See, I didn't know that part. Okay. So so then you're correct because they know they want to be stupid. They want to play stupid games because they know. So yeah. And of course, because you said something that was actually kind of heavy that a lot of the homosexuals say about how did you say oh God when it shouldn't judge me on my sexuality, that whole spiel. So should God love, you should always ask a homosexual if that's the case, then does God love the pedophile? Well, I mean, we all know that that's terrible, but that's a sexuality. Or let's even out the ground where unless you live out here in Pahrump, you're not gonna. At least I don't know of anybody that was into bestiality. now all of a sudden we find these weirdos. This goddamn town moved. But do you think that God loves the man who's into bestiality? Do you think he's not an abomination? So why is it that because you're gay, there's an excuse? No, you listen. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. You're trying to praise your own wickedness. And of course, I did see your hand up. And of course, we all know that when, we know this the best when we come into the ISUPK, we stop celebrating Christmas, stop smoking weed, stop being alcoholics. We start cleaning up our lives. All of a sudden, it's, I don't know you anymore. You're not this person. I love, you're in a cult. You're a black supremacist. This, that, like, damn. But so you want me to go back to selling drugs, Grandma? You want me to go back to eating, pig booty hole? I've never eaten that. I think that's crazy. I know I inquired about that one time when I was a kid. So I remember kids at school when I was in middle school. Oh yeah, chitlins was so good and whoop whoop whoop. And I asked my daddy, I was like, Daddy, how come we ain't ever had chitlins? And of course, my mom was the one who usually bought the groceries. Okay, cool. But I asked him, like, how come you never got chitlins? He's like, man, son, I'm a stink. And I'm not gonna stink up my house. Plus, I don't really like them anyways. I'm like, oh, okay. So I never had pork. I never had pork booty holes. Like if y'all did, your pH balance still might be off. Listen, especially seafood boil. So like, that was a joke from last week or the week before. But anyways, what was you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you about the precept again.
Which one?
So the one you just read about if you forsaken the law, you praise the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So is that also applied to like if we know the truth, but then we leave?
Yeah.
That's the same thing?
Yeah. Because this is actually what I was going to say, but I held back on it because I wanted y'all to actually, trying to get these, these brothers and sisters to participate a little bit more on the online. But just think about it. Jeremiah Hyman, just this past Monday, so yesterday, he was teaching his class and brought out about how Elder Nathaniel, or what is his name? Nasty Nate. I don't know. I always call him Elder Nathaniel. I don't know why. But, them Lavender lads, his wife made some posts on Facebook. I remember seeing some goofy that on my Facebook, they shared it. And by which, like, I'm always constantly combing through my friends list now because, there's almost like 5,000 or 4,500, some ridiculous amount. So I'm not actually going to go through all of it and doggone delete y'all. But when y'all make posts, I get rid of y'all. I'm combing through my stuff so that I have nothing but UPK brothers and sisters. Because I can't stand seeing the dumb stuff. Because then of course you want to go and you want to do the right thing, you want to correct them. But yet, what do we just read? They that forsake the law praise the wicked. So they're gonna continue to praise the wicked on this, right? So, anyways, I think it was a sister that had that was in the Lavender Lads, and she shared it, and it was saying, about how, damn man, it's like my nose freaking itch. On how what did she say? General Muhammad just brought it out yesterday about like how it's basically it's okay for women to be around when during the time of their flower. That's basically what it's about. You understand? So in other words, it's another battle that they're trying to create and establish with the truth, with those in the ISUPK, because there are some sisters out there that might get a little bit salty. Like, just think about it. If you watch Passover, if you watch the social media feed during the time of Passover, or approaching Passover, you'll see a lot of sisters will say little comments like, "Oh, I hope I get pregnant before Passover," or "I hope I have the baby after Passover. I hope I don't get my flour during, Passover week." It's all in that realm because they don't want to miss Passover. They want to be there. They want to function. They want to be amongst us. They brothers and sisters, and rightfully so. But you know what that sister was doing right there? Oh, no, sis. Nah, sis. Leave the truth. Come be with us. You can be around us 24/7. It don't matter what's going on. You could be pregnant. You just had sex. You could goddamn, be on your flower. It don't matter. Come. You understand? And of course, this is all a part of them praising the wicked. Who's the wicked that is being praised? And Jeremiah Hyman said it the best. Yes, he's been saying it the best. Man, it's not Nasty Nate being praised up. The IUIC is led by his wife. That's why she's saying that. Because of course, have any of y'all ever seen Commander General Yohana's wife say anything on Facebook, on social media, about what we should and should not be doing? Have you ever seen that with Jeremiah Hyman and Jeremiah Hyman's wives, about whether or not you should be doing this? That, and what I mean by that is something controversial. I'm not talking about a sister getting online and saying that this is the way that you should conduct yourself. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about one of them getting online acting like a doggone teacher. Like, hey, y'all need to learn this. Y'all need to always remember this because it is according to the law. When do you see the generals' wives do that?
The only time you ever see anybody, like somebody that was, it's always somebody that was in the school, like a woman that was in the school, like trying to say something about what is right or what is wrong. But it's not that what we actually believe in. Does that make sense?
Wait, say that again.
So the only time you'll ever see like anybody that used to be, it's always somebody that used to be in the UPK that's saying something contradictory to what we actually believe.
Where they try to put us on in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Try to convict us. No, yeah, of course. Because again, what did we just read? They that forsake the law praise the wicked. So if you're caught up praising the wicked, what are you also doing? You're condemning the righteous. Simple as that. It is that simple. We know that throughout the entire Bible. We know that through the entire history of man. Hell, just look at the small window of America. There's never been a time where a wicked man said, you know what, this righteous man right here, man, we should follow after him. No, that's the ideal target, to put a noose over his neck, hang him in a tree, and leave him there overnight. Just a quick little sidebar. Y'all do realize why I made sure I said that. To leave him there overnight is because, according to the scriptures, y'all can look this up. I'm just going to paraphrase it. But it says that a man is cursed if he is left hanging, if he's left dead hanging on a tree, basically at sundown. So in other words, you're not supposed to leave people up in trees all day, all night. No, man. You hang them, you leave them for the day, and sunset comes around, you're supposed to cut him down. No, the scripture says that those that are hung up in those trees overnight, or past sundown, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna show y'all. It wasn't that one. Was it Deuteronomy? Was it the Deuteronomy 21 and 22? Let's see. Let's see. So, like, give me a second. Not that one in particular. Deuteronomy 21 and 23. There we go. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 23. His body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of God, that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. You understand? We're not supposed to hang somebody overnight. You are supposed, the same day that you died is the same day that you are supposed to be buried. Which in a nutshell lets you know just how wicked these bastards are. These bastards were during the, let me keep that word. How wicked these bastards are that hang us and leave us there overnight. You understand? Hold on. You had a question. Did I answer your question? No, yes?
Yes.
Yes, no? All right. Let's read that again. Proverbs 28:4. For they that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. So again, they that forsake the law praise the wicked. Man, what the sister said was a very heavy point. When somebody leaves the school, all they do is sit there and try to condemn the school. They want to talk. They want to talk illegal. Oh, there was all this sexual abuse. There was all this physical abuse. There was all this, that, and that. How come none of that ever happened while you was in the school, though? Right? How come none of that ever gets circled and whispered around until you decided to leave? Or like with because I listened to Zariak's debate. Oh man, that was excruciating to listen to too. With the fake Jews and the Christians, it was like a three-way debate that he did on Clubhouse. And I just listened to it today. But the fake Jew, the Jewish man, I think he was some sort of rabbi or something like that. He tried to pretend like he was very educated and this, that, and the other. But he spoke about how, oh yeah, and the sisters that leave the ISUPK and all the other schools, and whoop, they all say the same thing about all the violence and sexual abuse and this, that, the other. But how come none of this is happening during the time that they're in them? And then, do you ever get to the bottom of why they left? Do you ever get to the bottom of, or even why they were kicked out? That's very important, considering the fact that in the ISUPK, we hold each other accountable. So if you're being held accountable for your actions, and let's be real, y'all, that is a word that females are definitely afraid of. When you use their name and accountability in the same sentence, oh man, them knees get the knocking, them boots get the shaking. They don't want to stand no more. Now all of a sudden, there's an issue, especially the women that cannot be in the ISUPK. You understand? Because quite frankly, we actually have courageous women in the ISUPK. You understand? The ones that can take the counsel and follow through with it. That's why they're still here, because they're courageous. You understand? They're being led by courageous husbands. You understand what I'm saying? But if you leave, it's the same thing even with the brothers. It's the same thing with the brothers as well. I mean, you didn't have the courage to follow through with your doggone with your counsel, with your end of the counsel. You understand? So, and of course, when somebody is hurt, when somebody's hurt in a relationship, right? Like take a lot of times how, oh, that's a good one because the whole world was watching that. What's her name? That white woman with Johnny Depp? She dookied on his bed. Who? Amber Heard. Wasn't Amber Heard the whole time playing victim? But yet, according to the court, she's found guilty, right? But yet, oh, she was such a victim of this and she was such a victim of that. So hold on now. Now, sure, there was some things that, and these are two devils. But sure, there were some things that Johnny did wrong. You did wrong. Y'all retaliated against each other, this, that, and the other. Okay, I get that. Like, he's not fully in the right. But why are you leaving these things out? The only reason why that the things that she had done it was brought out in the court was because of the fact that there was evidence that was asked to be produced, not just forced out. You get what I'm saying? Because mind you, if it would have just been Amber Heard just talking, oh yeah, no, Johnny Depp is the goddamn devil of Hollywood. I mean, he's the devil that the Bible speak of. But y'all understand? No, if it was just up to Amber Heard, nah, man. Amber Heard is in the right. And that fake Jewish man, that fake Jew during Captain Tazariak's three-way debate that he did on Clubhouse, that's what he did. He said, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother to hear what your side is. Let me just hear what she has to say. Let me put her on a pedestal. Let me give her the mic. Let me let her feel important. Come on now. That's not even how the American court systems work. But you quick to think that you got all the pieces, just from listening to that system. Right. Huh? Oh. You like waving your arm up like one of them car lot thing. Okay. But you understand what I'm saying? They that forsake the law praise the wicked. They so quick to, and you know what? And them sisters that left. Said, you know what? That Jewish man was so kind and so loving. He listened to me so well. But you know what the crazy thing is? He's gonna go home and they're gonna go circumcise some 8-day-old baby and give him herpes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Captain Zark, he brought that up, and the funny thing is, although they tried to play semantics when arguing it, they never denied it. It never was denied that they do that. They argued it though. The word, their little Yiddish word that they use for, circumcision and this, that, and the other. And they're like, well, do you even know what that word means? Kevin Zarek was like, the only reason why I know what this word means is because I know what y'all do with this word. And that was the whole point that he made. They're like, oh, how are you going to try and say this word? You don't even know what it means. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, nigga. But is it true? Is the accusation true? They didn't even they wanted to try to argue everything else. Actually, no, they didn't. They didn't even stay on topic at all. So like I'm just saying, if y'all do work up the strength to listen to it, stay strong, make sure that y'all, got plenty of electrolytes, plenty of food, you understand? Stay strong with that one, because man, that was excruciating for me to listen to. Sheesh. All right, let's drop that. We got 4. There's 4 more. I know we're approaching on 9 o'clock, pretty much at 9 o'clock. We're gonna knock out these last 4, and then that way Borderline, I teach again next week. Whole new topic, right? Actually, what is next week? That is, we're in June. Okay. Yeah, I know what I want to teach with that. All right. We're going to drop that. Go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 35 and verse 1. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 35 and verse 1. He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. You understand what he's saying? What is being said right there is that your offerings, you bring enough offerings just off of your obedience. Because you know what? Now you got to think about it. You don't have to have sacrificial offerings. You don't have, technically, you're not even in need. God, that's so lucky. You're not even in need of Yahweh's sacrifice because you're keeping the law. You understand? There's a reason why. Who can tell me what Yahweh said? Who Yahweh said he was sent here but for? Who was Christ sent here for? I don't know if you raise your hand. Okay. Who was Christ sent here for? Okay. Now you got to get specific because you're correct. It's the Israelites. But he was specific about which Israelites. All right, for time's sake, I'm just going to paraphrase it. But he said, I am not, he's here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Just the lost sheep. You understand? Those that are ignorant. You understand? Those that are at the very bottom, those that do not know, who all of their education, all of their knowledge of self has been stripped from them. You understand? Because you know what? Hey, there could be a brother or two. You think Christ was the only one that was actually following the law? All throughout the Bible, there was actually people who were perfect in the law. But you know what? Christ wasn't worried about nobody else that was actually following the law. Nigga, you there. Keep doing what you're doing. Simple as that. But in fact, what you actually got to do is, hey man, you need to pick up and follow me and goddamn and help me out. We're picking up your brothers and sisters. You should know this. You understand? But no, he's there for people like me and you. Where, snorting up drugs and smoking everything, you know what I'm saying? Sleeping with whores, being a whore. You get what I'm saying? Selling drugs, doing drugs, the whole shebang. You understand? That's who Christ is here for. You understand? But that offering, but just remember this, because like what we had just read not too long ago, that hey, there are no more sacrificial offerings, no more for your sins. Well, guess what? Ecclesiasticus 35 and 1 says, he that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. Hey man, then you doing enough, bro. Everything else follows suit. That means you're paying your tithes, you're making sure that your brother is taken care of. You understand? You're doing your portion with the feast of first fruits. You understand? Everything falls under that umbrella naturally. You understand? It's just like how naturally, if you're following the law, statutes, and commandments, you're gonna naturally follow the lands of the law. Oh, the lands of the law. The law of the lands, Salakia. You understand? It naturally is encumbered by it. You understand what I'm saying? He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. When you simply just listen, obey to the Most High God, that's your peace offering. That you not offending the Most High God by disobeying what He has commanded you to do, you're making peace with Him. Simple as that. Right? All right. I don't want to get too stuck. Get these last three. Now we're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Ooh. Read this one, I think, a couple weeks ago. But you know what? This is a great one. All right. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13, which reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You understand? This is for those people that, what is the point of life? What is my purpose? You understand? This is boom, in a nutshell. Bam, about to get it answered. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. You understand? Simple as that. You now know your purpose in life. You know now your meaning in life is for you to fear and obey the Most High God. That simple. You understand? You ain't got to do no soul searching. You ain't got to do no goddamn, what is that called? That yoga home meditating. You understand? You ain't listen. I just told you. Go to the book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Now you know your meaning in life. Now you know your meaning in this life. All right, you're welcome. Most High Christ. All right, let's drop that. Go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in His ways, and to love Him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. And you see, let's hit verse 13. To keep the commandments of the Lord and His statutes, which I command these days for thy good. You understand? Now, again, we're reiterating the importance of the law. And let us not forget, brotherhood is a part of that law. You understand? Let's hit the book of Luke, chapter 24 and verse 44. Luke 24 and 44. I believe this is actually exactly where I wanted to go. This is the book of Luke, chapter 24 and verse 44. Written in red. And He said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. Y'all understand this? You understand? Yahweh literally just referenced the whole law and said, man, we're supposed to keep all of it. You understand? Because it does reference me. And this is me bringing fulfillment to all of it. But also remember that it's not all fulfilled until after Yahweh Shai Mashiach leaves. You understand? This is His brotherhood. This is Him letting you know out of brotherhood. Man, you're supposed to keep the doggone law, man. It is not done and over with. You understand? And of course, I can't end it on but anything but this. You understand? Let's get there. The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. This is where we got to end it, right? You know, now we went through our doggone notes. Time for a new subject after this one, right? So it says, this is the book of John, the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. So for those of y'all that sit there and say that you love God, we all got to understand that we all understand what the love of God is. You understand? And that is you keeping your commandments. We learned that in 1 John 5 and 3 and 2 John 1 and 6, right? For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? And verse 21, and this commandment have we from him, that he loveth God, love his brother also. Now I pray that y'all do understand in full completion and in understanding, you understand that the law is brotherhood. The law is all about brotherhood. It teaches us on how we're supposed to deal with the other nations, but most importantly, it teaches us how we're supposed to deal with each other amongst ourselves, being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? And that is ultimately for us to always prefer our own over everybody else. We're living in a time right now where we are born and raised to hate our own and to prefer our oppressors, to prefer our enemies over our own people. You understand? We are all raised on, you know, blood is thicker than water. You understand? I actually saw, you know, somebody, I don't know if this was an addition to it or if this is legitimately what, you know, the actual quote reads, but I do like this version better, that blood is thicker than water. But it says the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. You understand? Which ultimately, you break that down, the way of life that you commit yourself to is always going to be more important than the life that you were just simply born into. In other words, the family that you was born into. Because as a lot of us know in the ISUPK, we understand that, you know, we take it upon ourselves that when we come in, we try to bring our father in, we try to bring our mother in, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, woochie boot, the whole shebang. Because of course, we learn to actually love our people when we come into the ISUPK, and we want them to have the same opportunities that we have learned the same opportunities that we learned that we are able to get ourselves, right? And so we want our loved ones to receive that as well. But we see that they always, you know what, they just turn around and say that we're a cult, you know, we're all, you know, black supremacists, and, you know, just any type of byword that they want to use to say that, you know, we're wicked and evil, that we're wrong and blah, 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 we're brainwashed and woochie woochie woo. But you know what? At the end of the day, those that align themselves with the covenant of which you align yourself with, which is the covenant. I align myself with the covenant of which we had established with the Most High, or it's like that the covenant that the Most High had established with us. You understand? Those that do that will, that is my family. Yahweh Mashiach has said it the best. You understand? Those that do the will of the Lord, that is my mother and that is my brother. You understand? That is my sister. You understand? And that's why I prefer the full saying, if it really is the full saying, or somebody just kind of expounded on it, that expansion or full saying, I prefer over blood is thicker than water, because it'll just get you caught up in a situation where you just want to put your family before truth, put your family before logic, and put your family before things that, you know, the things that are correct and right. You understand? And with that, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Brakathum to the brother, Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Elathah Hashem Yahushai, to the sisters, class dismissed.